Yo, so I I just wanted to woo. Sorry, dragonfly. Um, I don't know. Like I was talking with my brother a while ago, like a few days ago, and I was telling him like with this whole coming into different perceptions of consciousness, reality, whatever you want to call it, like it's difficult to talk to the people that I'm around about it because not everybody is up on the same information, and I tend to see like symbolism in things that some other people or most people that I'm around don't see. So when I try to speak about it, if I were to talk to people about the things that I'm seeing, I feel like they wouldn't understand. I feel like not even so much I feel like I've tried to talk to people about it, and I either get the blank stare or I get, people telling me I'm reading too much into things and it's not that deep. But when you start learning more about the things that's going on in the world, and I don't mean like just world events and what's going on overseas and politics and all that kind of shit, like that's 3D level shit. What I'm talking about is like cosmic lineups and how that shit affects us down here, and the shit that's going on in Hollywood and the music industry and things like why they're burning down forests and, and all this kind of shit. Like when I try to talk to people about it, I feel like I'm the only one within my sphere that understands this shit, that sees it, you know? So my brother suggested, he was like, why don't you make a YouTube channel? And it makes sense because typically I have a lot to say, but at the same time I'm not used to being in front of the camera like that. So I have a YouTube channel. I've tried making videos before, but what happens is I end up I guess trying to make things perfect, and it didn't feel as authentic as I guess I would want it to be, if that makes sense. So I guess I'll try it again this time around because, and yes, my glasses are sideways. I ended up stepping on them while I was like going back in the house after meditating. So I don't know. I guess I just want to share my thoughts. Hopefully I'll be more consistent with it. I really don't know, because to be honest with you, making videos is not really on my top priority of things to do. But at the same time, I feel like if I don't start speaking on some of the things that I see and some of the things that I feel, I'm holding all that stuff in, and it doesn't feel good, especially things that bother me. I've had moments where I could be perfectly fine, you know? Like, I'm not homeless. I'm not hungry. Nothing really dramatic is going on in my life. But at the same time, my spirit feels sad. I have moments where I feel like crying, and I don't know why. But I don't know, maybe if I start opening up and share more of my story and what's going on with me, other people can relate. So besides that, like after my brother mentioned me making a YouTube channel and whatnot, I started seeing other like synchronicities line up that's like pushing me towards doing it. I've seen a number of tarot readers who have basically said, like, given my sign, I'm actually a lot more social than I come off, which, like, in person, I'm quiet. Like I said, I don't really talk to people. I don't like small talk. I don't like pointless conversations. I don't gossip much because that shit, it just doesn't interest me. It feels like pulling on my energy in a bad way, so I don't engage in that shit. But most people that I'm around, they do. They're up on the latest TV shows, Power and all the rest of that shit. They're up on the latest music artists and what's going on in their lives, and I really don't care. I just, like, I was on Instagram and people are talking about Kanye and whatever's going on with him right now. Like, he always got something going on with him. But I don't have an interest in none of that. I wanna start dialoguing more about cosmos. Like right now we have it's a new moon, which also happens to be a super moon in Libra, and that's supposed to be bringing new energies, obviously, because it's a new moon, but energies that's supposed to balance out everything that you gathered and everything that you learned during Virgo season. You know what I mean? It's supposed to give you, it's supposed to be like that mirror that shows you not only what you want to see, but what reality is. Like, if you are up on this information, everything that you have said you wanted, you should become more aware of. And not only more aware of what you want, but also aware of the actions that you're taking and whether or not those actions are in alignment with what you're speaking. You know what I mean? My glasses look super crazy right now. I don't know what else to say. I have so much that I feel, but it's a little difficult at the moment to articulate. I had emailed a person. I emailed somebody that I watch on YouTube, and I was telling him, like, I feel like I have a block within my throat space, my throat chakra and energies, because as a child, like, I was told to stop speaking a lot, you know. I don't know if it was because they felt I was speaking when I shouldn't be speaking, or if they just didn't want to hear what I had to say. But there were plenty of times where I was told to hold my tongue. And it got to a point where I just stopped speaking altogether. Like, I don't talk to anybody. I don't if I don't know you and I'm not comfortable with you, I'm not speaking to you. And it's not because I don't want to, or because, like, I don't know, I feel I'm better than anybody or nothing like that. It's just because I don't talk. But something in me lately has been wanting to speak. So I guess this is just my way of allowing that energy to come forth. I don't understand this world. And the more I guess the more I see, the less I understand, because I feel like we're living so backwards. We done acquiesced and complied to society for so long, we've forgotten how to listen to spirit. You know what I mean? Like, even in this whole conscious community or whatever, like, not so much even a conscious community, but just consciousness period, right? You can go on YouTube right now and look up meditations, right? You look up prosperity meditations or whatever. The main thing that people are trying to manifest is money, or not even so much money, but dollars. I say that because if you really know what a dollar is, you understand that a dollar is not money. A dollar is not money. But this is what most people are trying to manifest. And to me, that feels wrong because, well, not so much wrong. It feels misinformed, because it's not so much the money that you're trying to manifest. It's the peace and the freedom that you think that money will give you, you know? It's very easy for people who have money to say that that's not the end all or be all. Money doesn't make you happy and all that, which is true. Money doesn't make you happy. But when you feel that you have a lack of money and you're not able to do the things that you want to do in life, you're not able to pay your bills on time, you're not able to buy that car that you want to get, you're not able to go on vacations and buy this and buy that. When you're not able to do those things, it gives you a certain feeling inside that you want to get rid of, that you want to run away from, or that you want to fix, and you think that gaining more money will fix it. It's not the money. It's not the money. It's the peace and the freedom that you're looking for. Like right now, I can tell you, I've had different periods of time where I'm unemployed and I'm working. Now, when I'm unemployed, in the beginning it feels good because now I have more time to myself. I can basically dictate what I'm gonna do with my day, and I feel good about that. But eventually it comes to a point where it's like, I don't got no money to buy no food. How am I gonna pay rent? How am I going to get from here to there because I don't have a car? I rely on public transportation. You know what I mean? So then you got to get a job. And in having a job, like, it feels good at first because now you're active and you're doing something with your day. You feel productive. And the money is good depending on the kind of job you got. Like what I got right now is the money is pretty decent, you know, and it comes with benefits and all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm trading my time and energy to get that. So now when I have free time or when I'm not working, I'm so busy trying to catch up on the rest and do all the other personal shit that I didn't get the chance to do during those 80 hours that I was working. It's fucking exhausting. I want to get to a point in my life where I don't gotta worry about none of that. I want to get like this cycle around. I want to get to a point where I have my money making money for me while I'm sleeping. That way I ain't gotta worry about that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to do that. I value my time and I value my energy. I just need to learn how to utilize it correctly, you know. And some people be like, well, why don't you start a business? Do you know how difficult it is to start a business? Like, real talk. It's not as simple as just creating a Shopify page, throwing some shit in there, and then, you know, saying, hey, come buy from my store. Like, I've done that. There's way more to it than that. You know what I mean? Investing your money in things like the stock market or, you know, bonds and mutual funds and all. Like, I know the terms, I just don't know the technique. And a lot of that stuff is pretty, in my opinion, pretty complicated, or more complicated than it really should be. And to be honest with you, I don't feel like we should even be doing any of this bullshit. For me, what life is supposed to be easy. Life is supposed to be, you don't have to worry about any survival shit. You're supposed to be living out your soul's purpose. You're supposed to be finding new and creative ways to contribute to society. Finding new and creative ways to fulfill your own peace and your own happiness. You know what I mean? But so many of us get so caught up in the survival aspect of life because we're not taught how to cultivate and nurture our own innate gifts. I don't even really know what my gifts are. We all have gifts. We all have something that we were born or manifested into this plane of existence with, that somewhere along the line of our growing up, we end up losing because we're so busy trying to survive. And then we end up passing that same survival mindset down to our children, and the cycle continues. I'm at a point where I feel like I'm the one that has to break that cycle, and I don't know how. Not yet, anyway. I'm still searching. Manifestation is a part of it, and I'm still learning how to do that. Like, I can see when I manifest things. Like, there's plenty of times, especially recently, there's plenty of times where something will happen, or I'll come across something and I'll be like, yo, I manifested that. Like the job that I have right now, right? I quit my job right before the summer hit because I did not want to spend the entire summer working. So I took the whole summer off, just like did whatever I wanted to do. And then by like mid-July, I decided I was going to get a job. But I'm like, I don't want to get a job where I got to be talking to people. I don't want to deal with customers, because customers are petty. Like, customers, for some reason, people are still in this the customer's always right mindset, and it's not true. People have gotten to a point where they will treat you like shit and expect you to just smile and take it because you're a customer. And that's not right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with dealing with customers and having to fake smile my way through 8 to 10 hours a day. That shit used to eat up my soul. Like, no bullshit. Having to fake my way through the day all day, that shit used to eat up my soul. So I'm like, I don't want no job where I gotta talk to customers. I don't want no job where I gotta deal with my manager and nothing like that. Just give me my work, leave me alone, and let me do what I do, and I'll go home, right? So lo and behold, a friend of mine told me about his job where he was working at and said that they was hiring. I applied and was hired like 3 days later. And it's exactly what I said I wanted. I don't got to deal with no customers. I can just do my work. I go to my station, I do my work, and that's it. You know what I mean? Managers don't bother you or nothing like that. So it's things like that that happen that that I can see. But it's other things. It's other things like wanting to, like I said, wanting to come to a point in my life where I don't have to work, coming to a point in my life where I can realize my gifts and use what God gave me to make a living. And because I know whatever it is that I have inside of me, it's not just a passion for myself. Whatever it is, it's something that's going to make me feel good, but it's something that's going to benefit the world as well in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? I believe that. I know that. I just don't know I just don't know what it is or how to bring that out. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, like, I done seen so many people on YouTube do it, and logically it makes sense. You know, like, why, when you spend so much time looking outward, meaning paying attention more to what other people are telling you rather than what's going on with yourself inside and what God is trying to tell you, whatever you want to call it, God, Allah, spirit, great spirit, cosmos, universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever that creation force that brought us here and gives us life. Like, whatever it is that I was given, I want to bring it forth, and I want to share it with people. I want to share it with everyone. I don't know too much about like what it is that I'm supposed to do. That's like my major question right now. What am I supposed to be doing? Because I feel myself going back into that same cycle that I have tried so hard to get myself out of. And I don't want to go back into that cycle of just working day in and day out, surviving day in and day out. Like, I want to have a life. I want to live my life. I want to travel. I want to go to different places and see and meet interesting people that can contribute to my growth, you know, so I can help contribute to other people's growth. I wanna meet people that uplift. I don't want to meet people that spend all day gossiping. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't want to meet people that spend all day scheming and planning and all of it. Like, I done did enough of that shit. I'm done with that, you know? I want to see the rest of this country, the rest of this land. Like, I have not yet been to the West Coast. And I've only been to 2 states in the South. For real. Like, I don't know too much about my own culture, where I come from. The most I know about myself, as far as like background and family, is that my people come from what is now called South Carolina territories. And from what I gather, the people that are there, are the Gullah Geechee people. That's my people. But I don't know much about them. I even learned that, like, the way that I speak, the way that comes naturally to me to speak, it comes from there. It comes from them. Like, the way that I pronounce certain words. Like, it's funny because the word water, W-A-T-E-R, I never used to pronounce it with the E-R at the end. I always pronounced it water. W-A-T-A-H, I guess, if you want to say it like that, water. And funny thing is, it was my mom who told me to stop speaking like that. You know what I mean? But then I was listening to or watching Geechee Experience. I'm a follower of theirs on Instagram, right? And she had mentioned, she was like, yeah, we don't say E-R with water, we say water, W-A-T-A. And I was like, yo, I pronounce it like that, or at least I used to. Shit is fucking funny to me. But, yeah, like, I want my mother's tongue back. My mother tongue back. English itself is a bogus ass language. And this is what I be talking about when I say I can't speak on certain things. But people don't know. English is a spell. English is a spell or a curse language. Because there are so many words that mean different things. And people don't do the etymology on words. So when they speak, they think they're saying one thing when they're really saying something else. And they don't pay attention to that. Here's another thing is why I even bring that up. Like, what you hear right now coming from me, this is a frequency. You hear it because it's a frequency. It's a vibe. It's a, you know what I mean? It's a sound. So how do you, like, if you would ask somebody, how do you manifest? Manifestation comes from being able to have a thought, right? Your mind catches a thought, which is another wave, right? And then you have a certain feeling, which is another wave that comes from your heart, right? Your heart beats, so that's a frequency, right? And then you speak it. That's your sound frequency. So it's like, it's as deep as like when the Bible said, God said, let there be light, and there was light, right? He spoke light into existence. I say he only because that's the first thing that came to mind. Don't at me at that. I don't do the whole he or she thing when it comes to God. But God said, let there be light, and there was light. God spoke that into existence. That's how you manifest. You have to speak it. You think it, you have a thought about it, you feel it, you develop strong emotions and strong feelings on whatever it is you're thinking about, and then you speak it into existence. And as long as you're speaking it in truth, it will manifest. It will happen. So when people start talking and they don't truly understand the meaning of the words that they're saying, you're basically wrapping spells around yourself. So what I mean is, like, when people say things like, I don't have money, or I can't do this, or I'll never be this, or whatever, things like that, that's you basically stopping yourself. That's you basically stopping yourself from claiming whatever it is that you want to claim. Because what you say, just like when God said, let there be light, and there was light, when you say, I can't do this, you can't do that. Why? Oh, and here's another connection that I be making, right? Why this happens, people got to stop seeing themselves as separate from God or separate from that creation force. We are the creation force. We are the creation force. Like, even in science, they tell you, like, you can take the smallest, even in science, they tell you, you could take the smallest fraction of a whole organism, and that small fraction will still contain all of the information that the complete organism has, right? So it's the same thing as, like, how you get DNA from your parents. You take a portion of both parents' DNA, and it's still the whole being, but it's you, it's new. Damn, hold up, I think, I feel like I just got bit. Well, but where's my lighter? Here it is. Yeah, like, you could take a portion of the whole being, and that portion still carries 100% of the information of that being. So when you look at it like that, and you say you're a child of God, that means that you carry that God DNA within you, which means that you are a creator, which means that just like God said, let there be light, you too say, let there be light, and there is light. If you say, I believe, then that's what it is. If you say, whatever you say comes to be. I do want people to understand that. Whatever you say comes to pass. Whatever you say comes to pass. But people don't believe that. People see themselves as less than God, or lower than God. Like, yes, you have, it is important to give reverence to that which came before you. It is important to give reverence to that which created you. But you do that creation force a great disservice when you see yourself as something less than. You do yourself a great disservice when you see yourself as something less than. I don't see myself as less than. I'm still learning. I'll never believe that I can't do anything. I'm still learning. I just haven't figured it out yet. You know, but eventually I will, I guess. You know. This is another thing that I'm struggling with. It's right here. Yes, I'm spiritual. I am a spiritual person. But even spiritual people have flaws. Even spiritual people have flaws. I speak a lot about health and diet and how important that is. But being a smoker for so long, it's very difficult to quit. Honestly, if you've never smoked a cigarette a day in your life, I would encourage you not to start. I would encourage you not to start. I started smoking because of stress. And that was about 10 years ago. I have moments and periods of time, blocks of time, like I can go months without smoking, but there will always be something that comes up that has me like, damn, I really wish I had a pack right now. you know? That's why weed helps. Weed helps so much. Like, oh my God. I'm also like, I'm quick to trigger, even when I know I shouldn't be. But if I got my weed with me, then shit is a-okay, because things that normally trigger me won't. Like, I'll still be bothered by it, but I'm more likely to just brush it off and be like, I don't got time for that shit. I got other things to focus on, you know? When I don't have my herb, it's like something will bother me, and then that's all I can think about. No matter how much I try, it's all I can fucking think about. So that's my struggle. I'm working on that shit. But man, look, I'm planning on having a regression done. I've been watching a lot of Q Reeves videos, and I like what he be talking about. So I'm planning on having a regression soon to hopefully get some answers as to what it is I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be moving forward with my life. Maybe I got some soul contracts on me that I don't know about. Maybe that's why I'm stuck in this work cycle. I'm a Capricorn, right? That's 10th house on the zodiac wheel. My struggle is funny because not only am I a Capricorn, but I have many planets in Capricorn in my 1st and 12th house. And my south node is in the 10th house. My north node is in the 4th house, the house of home. So my struggle has always been between work and home. I'm either working too much and I miss being home, or things at home is not getting taken care of, so that bothers me. Or when I'm not working, I'm at home too much and I'm not really productive like that. So I'm wondering if maybe there's a soul contract or multiple soul contracts that I have made that I don't know about, that maybe I need to get rid of at this point in time, you know? Maybe he can help me out with that. I got mad people driving by just looking at me talking to my phone. This shit is fucking weird. Like, I don't know how people do it. But, yeah, I don't know. There's so much that I want to do in my life. I'm also the kind of person that wants to help. I want to help people. Mainly right now, my immediate family and friends, because I see so much of my people going through bullshit. And I know why they're going through it. I want to help them through it, but I can't say anything about it. I have to lead by example. That's a big thing too. A lot of times you can't tell people what to do. You just got to show them. And you show them through your own actions. You know what I mean? But I can't move forward until I figure this shit out. I can't move forward until I know exactly what it is I'm dealing with, you know? I don't know. Well, it'll happen. I know it'll happen. I'll be looking forward to that regression though. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. It's getting dark. So, maybe I'll be back on later. I don't know. Maybe I'll be consistent with it. Like I said, I done seen a lot of synchronicities, a lot of things adding up, saying that I need to be more vocal, and this is a way for me to do it, a safe way for me to do it, I guess. So yeah, maybe I'll see y'all later, tomorrow, whatever. In the meantime, peace, enjoy your night.